Hold on to your wigs, your phones, and your self-respect, because Chrisean Rock just blew the internet to pieces. The Chaos Queen herself just went nuclear on Hood Trophy Bino, and this time, it's not about petty drama, cheating, or clout. Nope. We're talking about a shocking robbery confession that allegedly leaked straight from the man's own mouth, and Chrisean's dragging every dirty detail into daylight like it's Judgment Day on Instagram Live. Forget the baddies reunion, forget Blueface's bail, forget Carlissa's latest rant. This leak makes all that look like preschool drama. According to Chrisean, the loyal homie Bino, who's been standing 10 toes beside Blueface, might have been playing both sides the whole time. And when the receipts hit the timeline, the internet didn't just react, it flat out imploded. It's wild, it's messy, it's giving federal case with a side of Zeus Network chaos. Twitter detectives are already piecing together voice memos, TikTok's doing reenactments, and fans are calling this the biggest betrayal since Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of clout. So grab your snacks, mute your morals, and prepare to enter the scandal multiverse. Because Chrisean Rock just exposed Bino like a Netflix true crime special on steroids. It always starts the same with Chrisean Rock. One live, one meltdown, one truth bomb that shakes the internet harder than a Zeus reunion fistfight. But this time, this wasn't no messy baby daddy drama, no Blueface rebound, no shady subtweet. This was a full-blown expose that turned Bino's career, reputation, and street credibility into digital confetti. It began late at night, prime Chrisean hours, when she went live. Hair wild, energy chaotic, voice trembling like a ticking time bomb about to go viral. "I'm done protecting people," she said, pacing the floor like a woman who'd been holding a secret too heavy for too long. "Y'all think Bino's some real one? Y'all don't even know half the things he did behind the scenes." Boom. Instantly, 30,000 people tuned in. Because when Chrisean says behind the scenes, it's never normal. It's not about text messages or gossip. It's about something big, messy, and probably illegal. And she didn't disappoint. Within minutes, she dropped what fans are now calling the tape heard round the timeline. A muffled male voice, allegedly Bino's, saying the words that sent the internet into cardiac arrest. "Ain't nobody supposed to know I hit that lick, bro. That's between me and them." You could hear people in the live gasp. Comments exploded faster than popcorn in a microwave. "Wait, what did he say? Hit a lick? Play that back?" The chat looked like a courtroom transcript written by chaos. Then Chrisean, with that signature mix of anger and righteousness, said the line that detonated every gossip blog from Hollywood to Hades. "Yeah, that's the same man that be talking about loyalty and God, robbing folks behind closed doors. Bo!" The entire internet froze. Within an hour, TikTok detectives had screen recorded, transcribed, slowed down, and analyzed the audio like it was a crime scene. Twitter threads popped up faster than conspiracy videos on JFK. "That's definitely his voice." "Nah, that's AI. Why she even got this recording?" "Is this about the robbery that happened during Blueface's tour?" Everyone had a theory, but nobody had peace. Then came the blogs. The Shade Room, No Jumper, and Hollywood Unlocked all uploaded the clip within minutes of each other. The headlines were pure internet gasoline. Chrisean Rock leaks Bino's robbery confession. Rapper Bino exposed in audio that could end his career. Blueface's crew involved in alleged heist. You know it's bad when the blogs don't even add allegedly anymore. The first wave of fan reactions hit like a tsunami. People were tagging the LAPD, tagging Bino, tagging Blueface, tagging anybody with Wi-Fi. Some fans were laughing, some were furious, some were scared. "I knew that dude was grimy," one person tweeted. "He always had that sneaky vibe, like he'd rob you and then drop a song about it." But as the internet spun out of control, Bino stayed silent. No live, no post, no denial, just digital crickets. And in the world of celebrity scandals, silence ain't peace. It's guilt wearing sunglasses. Meanwhile, Chrisean kept pouring gas on the fire. "Don't act shocked now," she said on live, wiping her eyes. "Y'all think everybody in this industry real. No, some of these folks do dirt and hide behind Blueface's name. But when I say it, I'm the problem, right?" That single quote became the internet's gospel for the next 24 hours. Fans started revisiting old clips of Chrisean and Bino, interviews, studio footage, behind-the-scenes moments, looking for signs. Someone even uploaded a side-by-side video. On the left, Bino laughing with Chrisean. On the right, the audio clip of his so-called confession. Caption: She was hanging with the ops and didn't even know it. By sunrise, year's Bino exposed was trending. Memes were everywhere. One showed Chrisean holding a magnifying glass like Sherlock Holmes with the caption, "Detective Rock on the case." Another said, "This robbery saga got more plot twists than power." But while the memes were funny, the implications weren't, because what she was suggesting wasn't petty drama, it was criminal, and the internet thrives on criminal energy. People started connecting dots that maybe shouldn't have been connected. Wasn't there a break-in at that LA studio last year? One tweet said, and didn't Blueface's name get mentioned, then disappear? Suddenly, everyone was a part-time detective with a caffeine addiction. Even worse, people started digging into Bino's past interviews, finding moments where he bragged about getting it out the mud and taking risks. Now those old quotes look like confessions. One user wrote, "He wasn't metaphorical, he was literal." And just as the internet was about to cool off, another clip leaked. This time, it wasn't Chrisean. It was some random Twitter account that posted a clearer version of the same audio. The voice was sharp, distinct, emotional, and unmistakably sounded like Bino. "I ain't robbed nobody that ain't deserve it," the voice said. "Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to make it." Boom. Second explosion, Twitter became a courtroom again. He said, "Rob, that's it, case closed." Deserve it? Who decides that? Man out here playing Robin Hood for criminals. The internet was on fire, and Chrisean, she was basking in it. She went live again, smirking this time, sipping water like she'd been waiting for this moment her whole life. "Y'all love calling me crazy," she said, "but I don't lie. I just expose what y'all scared to admit. Ain't nobody perfect, but don't play in my face and act holy when you doing dirt." The comment section turned into a war zone. Half the people were cheering her on. "Tell it all, sis. Expose these fake dudes. This the Chrisean we missed?" The other half were accusing her of snitching for clout. "You waited till he stopped talking to you to drop this?" one user asked. "This ain't justice, this revenge." It was the kind of internet divide that could only come from Chrisean Rock herself. Part chaos, part truth, and all entertainment. But while fans were arguing, real consequences started creeping in. According to one insider blog, local authorities were looking into the clip because of potential connections to prior investigations. Nobody could confirm it, but that didn't stop people from acting like Bino was already serving a sentence in the comment section. "Free Bino till it's backward," one fan wrote. Another clapped back, "He already confessed, ain't no backward." By this point, even Blueface's name got dragged into the mess. Because the internet doesn't stop at one victim. It eats the whole family. People started asking, what did Blueface know? When did he know it? Was he involved? And what does this mean for his ongoing cases? Chrisean didn't help. She tweeted, "Blue know what time it is." That's all she wrote. 4 words, infinite damage. The internet lost it. Blue knew about the robbery. She exposing her baby daddy next? Someone get Zeus on the phone, this gotta be season 3. Theories spiraled so fast you'd think the FBI was running fan pages. By now, every gossip site from Hollywood Unlocked to Lipstick Alley had turned the situation into a full-blown true crime series. The narrative was clear. Bino was the villain, Chrisean was the whistleblower, and Blueface was the confused king caught in the middle of another Hollywood hurricane. But what made this different, what made this moment historic, wasn't just the confession. It was the fact that for once, Chrisean Rock wasn't the villain. She wasn't the unhinged girlfriend, the screaming mother, the headline punchline. She was the exposer, the truth teller, the anti-hero of the hip-hop circus. And love her or hate her, one thing was clear. When Chrisean Rock decides to speak, somebody's world burns down. Because in 2025, truth doesn't come from police reports or press releases. It comes from a Chrisean Rock live, raw, messy, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. If the internet was already overheating, part 2 of the Chrisean Bino saga turned it into a digital inferno. The first leak was chaos. The reactions were apocalyptic. This wasn't just trending, it was cultural combustion. Everyone from verified rappers to YouTube pastors had an opinion, and nobody was holding back. The morning after the leak, every major gossip blog looked like a crime board. Screenshots, timelines, arrows pointing at faces. It was giving CSI Instagram. The Shade Room posted a poll. Whose side you on, Detective Chrisean or Defendant Bino? Within an hour, 800,000 votes came in. Chrisean was winning 70-30. Twitter declared her the hip-hop Harriet Tubman of receipts. Meanwhile, hip-hop Harriet Tubman of receipts. Meanwhile, Bino tried damage control with a single Instagram story, a black screen that read, "Don't believe everything you hear." The problem? The internet believes everything it hears if it's messy enough. Fans roasted him instantly. "So you saying it's your voice, but you didn't mean it?" Bro typed this like he in witness protection. Then came Blueface. The man who somehow ends up at the center of every Hollywood hurricane finally spoke. He tweeted, "Y'all trippin', Bino solid. Simple, short, defensive, and predictably disastrous." Within minutes, the replies turned his mentions into a dumpster fire. "You defending a robber while you on probation? Bro, your loyalty got an expiration date." Blink twice if Carlissa wrote this. Speaking of Carlissa, Blueface's mom wasn't about to miss her spotlight. She jumped on Lev before breakfast, hair wrapped, phone shaking, screaming into the screen like a woman who just got subpoenaed by TMZ. "I been said that boy was bad news. He done dragged my son into enough mess. And Chrisean, baby, you the devil with a wig." It was pure reality TV poetry. Clips of her rant flooded TikTok. Someone remixed her quotes into a diss track within 3 hours. It hit 100,000 streams before lunchtime. By midday, the memes were evolving into cinematic art. One viral tweet read, "This scandal got more characters than an Avengers movie. We got Chrisean as Iron Woman, Bino as Loki, Blueface as confused Captain America, and Carlissa as Thanos with a Bible." Another said, "At this point, Zeus Network need to film court cases." But behind the humor, the tension was escalating. A supposed insider claimed the robbery Chrisean referenced wasn't just gossip, it was tied to a break-in from late 2024 involving stolen studio equipment. The moment that rumor dropped, the internet went full-on investigative journalism. Users dug up old police reports, zoomed in on grainy screenshots, and found an old tweet where Bino once wrote, "People act different when you take what's yours." Fans swore that was the confession hiding in plain sight. The wildfire spread to celebrity circles. Lil Boozy went live laughing, "Man, y'all wild. She out here dropping mixtapes of evidence." Cardi B tweeted, "This generation record crimes like they trying to chart on Billboard." Snoop Dogg posted a meme of himself smoking with the caption, "Every time these kids go live, I gotta light up." Even Meek Mill chimed in with a single word, "Insanity." Then came the fake leaks. You knew it was coming. Random accounts started posting exclusive voice notes that sounded like they were recorded in a blender. One clip had a robot voice saying, "It's me, Bino, and I robbed everyone." Fans still ate it up. "Yep, that's him," one comment said. "He sounded guilty in 4K. The line between fact and fan fiction blurred completely. Reaction. YouTubers were dropping 30-minute analyses like professors grading trauma. One popular creator titled his upload, "The Psychology of a Snitch, How Chrisean Rock Weaponized Truth." It got 500,000 views overnight. Meanwhile, Chrisean wasn't slowing down. She posted screenshots of text messages. Names blurred, timestamps visible, allegedly from people warning her to chill before the feds start watching. She captioned it, "Too late, they already watching me anyway." Fans lost their minds. Is this a confession? Is she trolling? Is she live right now? Spoiler, she was. That night, she went live again. But this time, her tone was calm. Dangerous calm. "Y'all think I'm messy," she said, "but I got proof for days. And I ain't scared no more. Bino wanna talk loyalty? Let's talk about how he had people's chains, people's money, and people's trust." It was part sermon, part soap opera, part social media nuke. The clip went everywhere. Twitter renamed her the Pastor of Pain. People weren't even asking for context anymore. They just wanted the next quote. Meanwhile, Blueface's silence was getting louder. He hadn't tweeted again, hadn't gone live, hadn't blinked in public. That silence became its own storyline. Why he quiet? Fans asked. He hiding something? Conspiracy pages started claiming he was negotiating with lawyers. Others said he and Bino had fallen out privately, and then, because Chaos has a schedule, an alleged text from Blueface leaked. A screenshot showed him supposedly telling a friend, "Shorty doing too much. She go mess up the whole bag." Whether it was real or not, didn't matter. The internet believed it, dissected it, and turned it into gospel. By the next morning, every celebrity podcast had turned this mess into a thesis. Was Chrisean justified? Is Bino the victim of clout chasing? Why does Blueface keep attracting drama like it's an Olympic sport? The debates were endless, but the wildest twist came from none other than Bino himself. After 2 days of silence, he dropped a freestyle on SoundCloud titled, "They Can't Break Me." The cover art? A broken safe. The lyrics? Brutal. They say I robbed the city, but the city robbed me first. They say she keep receipts, I keep my pain in every verse. The internet collectively screamed, "Oh, he didn't!" The track was half denial, half confession, and full chaos. Within hours, people were quoting lines, dissecting bars, and accusing him of snitching on himself musically. Even DJs were joking. This track go hard, straight to evidence. Chrisean, of course, responded within the hour. "That freestyle cute," she tweeted, "but the truth don't rhyme, it just hits harder." Boom. Another viral moment. Fans were quoting her like scripture. One wrote, "This woman beef in poetry form." The situation had officially transcended drama. It was now art, performance, and self-destruction all at once. Nobody knew who was right, who was lying, or who was about to end up in cuffs. But one thing was clear. The internet had crowned Chrisean Rock the queen of chaos, and Bino was her unwilling co-star. By the end of the week, brands were making memes, late-night hosts were cracking jokes, and Zeus Network reportedly tweeted, "We can confirm we're watching just like y'all." It was beyond entertainment now. It was history in motion, because this wasn't just a scandal, it was the Chrisean effect, where loyalty dies, secrets leak, and everybody involved ends up either trending or trembling. And the wildest part? The story wasn't even close to over. By the time the sun rose on day 3, it wasn't just a scandal anymore. It was a cultural event. The Chrisean versus Bino fiasco had swallowed the entire internet whole. Every podcast, every gossip page, every reaction channel was either screaming, crying, or refreshing for updates. This wasn't entertainment anymore. This was reality's Super Bowl. The internet had chosen sides, and both armies were fully armed with screenshots, memes, and conspiracy theories. Team Chrisean called her a truth warrior. Team Bino called her a clout-chasing informant. But everyone agreed on one thing. Nobody could look away. Then came the aftermath. First, Bino's music streams plummeted faster than his street credibility. Spotify comments turned into open letters. "You can't rap about loyalty after getting caught on tape. We used to vibe to you, now we just question everything." DJs quietly started pulling his tracks from club rotations, not because they didn't slap, but because no one wanted to be accused of spinning a confession record. Meanwhile, Chrisean was having the opposite experience. Every post she made turned into viral gold. Her follower count shot up by 500,000 overnight. Brands that used to avoid her suddenly wanted meetings. One PR exec even tweeted, "She's the only person who can turn a federal case into a fashion campaign." The internet was treating her like a hood messiah, chaotic, unpredictable, and undeniably magnetic. But while the fame wave was carrying her higher, the fallout behind the scenes was brutal. Bino's camp went quiet. His label allegedly paused promo for his next single. According to insiders, he'd lost 2 endorsement deals in 48 hours, one with a sneaker brand, one with a fashion collab. The reason? Image instability. Translation: too much drama, not enough deniability. And then came the rumor that made jaws drop. Someone from inside Bino's circle claimed Chrisean wasn't just exposing, she was retaliating. Allegedly, she'd found out Bino was talking to producers about cutting her off from future collaborations. That's when she hit the nuclear button. True or not, the internet ran with it. So she exposed him for revenge? One tweet read, "That's not justice. That's vengeance with Wi-Fi." But what really sent shockwaves through the culture was the chain reaction. Because after the leak, a domino effect started. Old associates, ex-friends, and distant cousins started coming out of the woodwork with stories about Bino. Every random person with a microphone suddenly had tea. One alleged he'd snaked a promoter out of money. Another said he borrowed jewelry and never returned it. Some stories sounded real, others sounded like AI fan fiction. But it didn't matter. His reputation was already cooked. Blueface finally broke his silence. Again. This time, on Instagram Live, shirtless as usual, background music blasting. "I don't know what y'all talking about," he said, half laughing. Bino solid. Rock tweaking? She always tweaking. But she good TV. He tried to stay neutral, but his tone said it all. He was tired. Tired of defending, tired of explaining, tired of the never-ending circus. Chrisean saw that clip and went nuclear. Within hours, she was on live again, pacing, baby on her hip, shouting into the camera. He's still defending that man? He was right there when all this went down. "Don't play with me, I got more audio." That single sentence was the digital equivalent of a bomb threat. More audio? The comments screamed. Fans started counting down like she was about to drop a mixtape titled The Confession Tapes. Vol. 2. Even major gossip pages started preparing posts in advance. Coming soon, the second leak that ends careers. But just as everyone expected another explosion, nothing came. No new audio, no new post, just silence. And that silence was deafening. People started theorizing that she'd been warned. The lawyers stepped in. Zeus told her to chill. She's saving it for a show. It was speculation on steroids. But the mystery only made the story bigger. Then, because the internet never sleeps, the focus shifted again. An investigative blog dropped a report claiming the robbery mentioned in Bino's leak was real, but the details were murky. They claimed it involved a large sum of cash and personal items from someone connected to the industry. No names, no locations, no arrests, just vague enough to fuel 10 million new theories. Fans started connecting the dots to an old robbery case from 2023 that had quietly disappeared. The timeline fit too perfectly. Suddenly, everyone was screaming, "This been brewing for years!" Old tweets resurfaced. One from Bino said, "Real ones move in silence." Another from Chrisean said, "I don't stay silent for snakes." Fans paired them together like puzzle pieces and declared, "Confirmed." Bino finally broke. He went live looking drained, hoodie on, voice shaking with frustration. "Y'all letting a female who don't even know what day it is ruin my name. I ain't robbed nobody. Y'all can't even tell what's real or fake no more." The comment section was merciless. Then explain the tape. Cap in 4K. Man crying like it's a Netflix doc. Within minutes, his live was being clipped, captioned, and memed. He tried to delete it afterward, but the internet doesn't delete. It archives. Meanwhile, Chrisean was suddenly quiet. No tweets, no rants, no posts. Just ghost silence. Which, ironically, made everyone even louder. She got gagged by Zeus. She working on a docuseries. She hiding because the Fed's knocking. Every theory sounded crazier than the last. And yet, all of them felt believable in her universe. Days passed, and then, as if on cue, she popped back up with a post that sent chills down everyone's spine. A single line on her Instagram story. "God no I ain't lie." No hashtags. No music, just words. And in the world of Chrisean rock, that's more dangerous than a 10-minute live. The internet erupted. That's not closure, that's a warning. She still got more to say. This story ain't over. It's halftime. By the end of the week, Bino's name had become clickbait currency. Every headline included him. Every reaction channel milked his downfall. His reputation was hanging by a thread thinner than a Zeus plotline. But in the chaos, one truth became clear. Chrisean had mastered the modern scandal. She weaponized exposure. She turned secrets into currency, pain into power, and mess into media gold. Because in 2025, the new fame isn't built on talent, it's built on turbulence. And nobody rides turbulence like Chrisean rock. So while Bino was scrambling to rebuild, Chrisean was trending, thriving, and probably negotiating a documentary deal before breakfast. She didn't just leak a confession. She rewrote the playbook, and for everyone watching, one chilling realization echoed through every timeline, every blog, every group chat. This wasn't the end of the Chrisean Bino saga. And there you have it. The digital streets of Hollywood are officially on fire, and the smoke spells one name, Chrisean rock. She didn't just expose Bino, she executed a public scandal with the precision of a Netflix producer and the pettiness of a daytime soap villain. The woman took one audio leak and turned it into a 3-part miniseries starring betrayal, heartbreak, and possible felonies. Bravo, truly, let's be honest. This wasn't just drama. This was performance art. Chrisean turned confession tapes into content, chaos into clicks, and once again proved that peace doesn't pay. But pandemonium does. And poor Bino? The man went from up next to under investigation faster than Blueface Switch's girlfriends. His streams dropped, his name popped, and his rep got folded like laundry in a prison documentary. So now the question isn't, did he do it? It's when's the next leak? Because in Chrisean's world, silence is never permanent. It's just suspense. If you've been glued to this saga like it's your guilty pleasure, don't even pretend you're innocent. Hit that like button like you're banging on the Zeus Network door for Season 4, drop your wildest theory in the comments, and subscribe before the next scandal breaks while you blink. This is Gossip Sphere. Where secrets scream louder than songs, lies have subtitles, and the truth always shows up with bad Wi-Fi. Stay tuned, stay messy, and stay subscribed, because when the next exclusive leak drops, we'll be right here breaking it down like digital detectives with too much free time. Until next time, remember, in the world of Chrisean rock, nothing's private, everything's content, and the drama never clocks out.